guild style. How you doing, sir?
Oh, it's you kids. So did you find out anything about the incident?
Did I ever?
You bet. Valuable information at that.
Valuable information. Estelle relayed the information they had obtained from General Morgan.
The Sky Bandits and the Kapua family. You're right. That is valuable information.
Sure.
It looks like we'll be able to decide on a policy for the Bracer Guild related to this. However, I'm surprised to hear that General Morgan is an even bigger Bracer hater than I had originally thought.
Bracer hater. Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, I was really surprised myself. In Roland, the job of a bracer is pretty much respected by everyone. So to encounter someone that hates bracers that much...
Don't worry about it. General Morgan is an exception. Under normal circumstances, the Royal Army and the Guild maintain a pretty good cooperative relationship. However, it looks like this time you're going to have to deal with a lot more than you bargained for.
Oh boy.
Well, then I guess we'll have to try to make steady efforts while maintaining a low profile. But it looks like these recent burglaries are also the work of the Sky Bandits, right?
Yes, taking into account the incident in Roland, it's pretty clear who's behind this. To call them burglaries is one thing, though, because most of the stuff that's been stolen hasn't been all that valuable. I would have never thought they would go as far as to commit a heinous crime like hijacking the Lind.
Now that you mention it, that is rather odd. The burglary that happened in Roland was also rather mild in comparison.
Yeah, and to hijack an airliner and then to turn around and demand a ransom from the royal family. The risks there are greater than any potential reward.
In light of that, we should probably do a little more on the investigative side ourselves.
Investigating.
The Sky Bandits and the Kapua family, huh? Who'd have ever thought they'd be fearless enough to pull off a crime like this? I think it would be best if you hurried and reported this to Mayor Maybell.
Right, good idea. Nothing to
It
report.
looks like there's nothing to report at this point in time.
Settle down, dude. Keep your beanie hat on.
Come back again if you have anything else to report.
Report. Making jumps. Yep. Bear Claw survey. Survey says... Spence. 1000 Mira. Difficulty medium. I'm searching for sites within the Beauce region where a plant known as the Bear Claw grows. If anyone knows of such places, please notify me at the Spence Pharmacy within the Beauce Market. And come see me if you need further information, too. Oh. Nebel Valley Monster. Haven't been there yet. Bracer Guild, 2000 Mira, to difficulty medium. Ferocious monster known as a Master Cryon has been spotted roving the Nebel Valley. Oh, those things are pretty dangerous. Bracers from this branch are requested to deal with this threat immediately. West Coast Monster. Bracer Guild 1200 Mira, difficulty medium. Ferocious monster known as a Thunderquake has been spotted roving the West Beauce Highway. Bracers from this branch are requested to deal with this threat immediately. Good times. Alright. To the mayor's residence. Resident Evil. Mayor's residence. I'm glad to see you all again. Mayor Maybell has been excitedly awaiting your report. Has she now? That's good to know. I've always liked the way this kitchen is set up. I don't know why. I just do. And this bedroom.
General Morgan has come here to visit on several occasions. He's a little difficult to describe, but what I can say is that he is a respectable man. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Even if he is kind of a jerk.
But in both a good and bad sense, he has the temperament of a military man.
Yeah, we kind of got the full brunt of that.
Dealing with complaints from the citizens. Late deliveries of goods to the Bose Market because of the airspace being a no-fly zone. Servicing the sewer facilities.
Sewer facilities?
Selecting a congratulatory gift for Her Majesty the Queen.
I don't think we go to sewers in this area, but, you know.
Harm incurred by monsters on the new Ansel path. When will all this paperwork finally end? Hello. Oh, are you back already?
Sure am.
You look pretty busy. So would it be better if we came back at a later time?
No, you're fine. So you found out something from General Morgan, right? I'd like to hear about it.
Did we ever?
Good work. I feel like I have a much clearer picture of the situation now. First, there was a hijacking by the Sky Bandits, and now a ransom demand? The situation is much more serious than I had originally anticipated.
The situation report.
If the General hadn't found out we were bracers, I think we could have learned more, but...
Baseball game being cancelled by rain, even.
No, it's alright. I'm just glad to know that it wasn't a crash. With this information, I should be able to take effective countermeasures with the city. Now, I need to think of a way to inform the citizens of Bose and deal with the families of the passengers.
I imagine that'll be quite a difficult task, considering that you're already as busy as you are.
Like that time passage was... or bastage was translated as passage.
Well, that's just the duty of a mayor. And since the identity of the criminals is now known...
Good times.
May I ask that you continue your investigation of the incident?
Of course. That was our plan to begin with.
Incident style.
We've already had a run-in with these Sky Bandits before. And I'll wager the honor of the guild that this is one group we cannot simply leave up to the Royal Army.
No, it's not. The Royal Army sucks.
Yeah, that's for sure! There's Dad to find, and then we need to deal with these Sky Bandits once and for all!
Damn Sky Bandits. They're nothing but pool experts, the whole lot of them, I'm telling you.
Huh? What's with the look, Joshua?
Mr. Rose was referenced in a radio show.
I was just thinking, and no matter which way I look at things, I just can't believe it.
Like that time Mr. Rose tried to sabotage Joe Daly's career.
What can't you believe?
That Dad could get beaten by a bunch of Sky Bandits. Basing my judgment on the ability of the group that appeared in Roland.
I'm in agreement with you there.
Gary Sharp, even.
Cassius could have easily dealt with a group of that caliber.
Come on, Joshua. You too, Shara. You're giving him way more credit than he deserves. He's pretty good, I'll give you that. But I think it would be a bit of a stretch to take on an entire group.
Huh? Do you mind if I ask you something?
Uh-oh.
Are you trying to tell me that your father was aboard that airliner?
Naturally.
Oh, didn't I mention that? I'm embarrassed to say it, but yeah, he was. Not to mention he's a bracer, too.
Bracer style.
His name is Cassius Bright.
Did you just say Cassius Bright?
Yeah? Why? Do you know my dad or something?
I would say most people do.
I've never met him in person, but I've heard a great deal about him. I'm sorry. I just don't know what to say. But we might be able to use this to get some information from the army.
Excuse me, Mayor.
I'm very sorry, and I can empathize with what you must be going through. If there's anything I can do to help you clear up this incident, then I am at your disposal. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to ask.
One time when Mr. Rose got someone a cheese Danish from Bucks McCloud. Cheese Danish style. The only good thing about Starbucks. Fun fact.
I wonder what's up with the mayor. As soon as we mentioned Dad's name, she got all surprised.
You're right, but I guess I can imagine where she's coming from. The mayor and the general have known one another for a long time, after all.
Well, let's not worry about that right now. The real question is, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
Just searching around blindly for the airliner or sky bandits probably won't amount to anything, right? If that's all it'd take, then the army would have found them a long time ago.
Probably.
Huh? What's the matter with you two?
Estelle, you've matured. If it had been the same you as before, you probably would have said something like, "Let's just comb the entire region."
My phone's at 20%, didn't you know?
I never thought I'd see the day when those words would come out of your mouth either. My heart's too full of emotions for words.
So what are you two trying to say? You can be so rude sometimes, I hope you know.
We were complimenting you, Estelle. Seriously.
Unfortunately, unlike Roland, the Bose region is enormous. I'm really hoping for a clue right now.
One episode when the Japanese streamers were fighting a dragon when they randomly started looking at a Sushi Box coffee shop.
A clue, huh? Oh, right! Wasn't that Niall and Dorothy we saw in front of the mayor's place earlier? He seemed pretty starved for a story, but he's gotta know something by now, right?
It's true he arrived in Bose a little before we did. So I think it may be worth talking to him.
I wonder where they went.
Wonder where they went. They went to the bar. Well, Niall did. I don't know where the beat Dorothy is, but I digress. Do we want to go to the bar? How are you doing here? Whew, I finally made it to Bose. Marco's finally here. Of course, he was back at the bar. At the rest stop. Man, I really got stuck at the Haka Gate for a while. How outrageous to make a merchant from the Empire such as myself wait like that. That's a shame. Waity says... Do I look like a waiter? So you want to go in here? How you doing?
God damn it! This ain't a joke, you know.
He's drunk! What an alcoholic!
Well, we found him, but he's drunk off his ass. Was having his article rejected really that much of a shock to his system?
He's just acting like the man he is. Men are pigs, after all.
Indeed they are.
Though, he seems to have forgotten that alcohol is a drink to be consumed, not a drink to be consumed by.
That's how they get you.
You're one to talk. Don't they sometimes call you bottomless Shara?
Oh, please. Bottomless is much more suitable for a woman like Aina.
Meh.
I, on the other hand, can hold my liquor. No matter how much I may drink, my face and my disposition remain unreddened. So don't you dare group a fun-loving drinker like myself in the same category as this clumsy lush.
Oh, come now. When you get drunk, you lose it completely, and everyone around you gets a heck of a show. Admit it.
It's certainly true that Aina is like a bucket to share his sieve. But no matter how you look at it, they're both pretty bottomless.
I'm sensing disrespect, children.
Ugh.
How you doing?
Where am I?
Good, you're awake. Sort of. Drinking so much is not good for your health, you know.
Ugh, my head. What the? You're that bracer trainee, aren't you? Oh my goddess. What the hell am I doing in Roland? Thought I'd made my way to Bose.
What are you mumbling about, you sponge? You are in Bose, and so are we.
Oh. Well, damn, don't scare me like that. Ooh, and I see you've got a lovely lass with you.
Name's Sherazard Harvey. The pleasure's all yours, I'm sure. I'm the mentor of these two.
Mentor style. Mentos, the fresh maker.
Sherazard. Are you the infamous Silver Streak by any chance?
Oh? You humble me, sir. I take it you've heard of me then.
Only rumors, I'm afraid. But yes, I know your name.
Name style.
You're one of the top young bracers, if I'm not mistaken. Which means you three are here to investigate the incident as well, I suppose.
Oh, so you do have some brains left in there after all that booze. I'm impressed.
You find anything out? We saw you by the mayor's house. You seemed pretty troubled.
At that time, there was no booze in the ghost house.
Damn, they saw that? Yeah! I was looking for clues and couldn't find any.
That's what I figured.
Damned Army's regulations on the spread of information really restrict what I'm able to learn anyway. And if I try to consult General Morgan at the Hawken Gate directly, I'll be held up for inspection for who knows how long. So, I figured I'd at least try to score an interview with the legendary voluptuous mayor, but a maid turned me away outright. And to top it all off, that useless girl kept screwing everything up. Everything!
That's pretty much what Dorothy does.
Great Adios, tell me what did I do to deserve this shabby life?
Well, you did try to do an exclusive on the mayor's chest. But if you want information that badly, we might share some of ours with you.
Huh?
We're actually investigating the incident on Mayor Maybell's behalf right now. So naturally, we've met with the mayor and General Morgan too, for that matter.
Holy crap. You serious?
Yep, totally.
So before you see this cutscene, you want to make sure you do the Ravenous Monster quest. Because I think after this it becomes unavailable.
Score! And the goddess gets a point. Blessed be the bounty of Adios. Please, I beg of you, tell me everything, every last detail.
We'll be glad to. However, aren't you forgetting something, Niall?
Huh?
Information ain't free, you know. We'll scratch your back, but you need to scratch ours first. Get that look off your face. I totally do not mean that literally.
You want Mira or something? My research funds are long exhausted at this point, I'm sorry to say.
We're not interested in your money. We just find it fascinating that you made your way to Bose right after this incident occurred. Seems like you might have heard some interesting things yourself. That being the case...
And here I thought you were a nice kid. Turns out you're just a slimy little leech like me. I'll tell you what I know, but rest assured, it's not big news by any stretch of the imagination.
As long as it's related to the incident, no matter how trivial it may seem, I'll take it. Just don't be stingy. Give it to us straight, okay?
Fine, fine. I'll tell you everything, on my honor as a newsman. I've got 2 clues to share, so if you're taking notes, I suggest you get out your pen and paper.
We're ready whenever you are.
Man, way to go, Joshua. You're on a roll.
Well, if he ever gets tired of being a bracer, we'll know he'll have a bright future in racketeering with those skills.
Style.
The first clue is in the form of an eyewitness report from the village of Ravenou to the west. I talked to a villager who just come to Bose for a visit, and she told me something very interesting.
Oh.
Apparently, she knows a kid who saw a huge shadow flying overhead on the night of the incident.
A huge shadow flying overhead?
Yep, airship, I told him. Maybe even that missing one. But the army checked it out and found absolutely nothing.
Oh, you meanie. You raised our hopes only to dash him straight away.
So, you're saying somebody saw something, but it was probably unrelated to anything?
That's what I'm saying. I warned you it wasn't big news. And I went to a lot of trouble to get this sad morsel too, what with that information embargo in place and all.
Well done. Now, let's hear that second clue of yours.
Fine. The other thing I learned is that the military's intelligence division is on the move.
Intelligence division?
I've heard rumors about them. It's a new royally sanctioned branch of the army in charge of intelligence gathering and dissemination.
That's the one, yeah. Supposedly, they're so elite they can even stand toe-to-toe with the royal bodyguards. The man they put in charge, Colonel Richard, is apparently quite the whiz kid.
Keep Richard in mind. He'll be moving forward.
With him on the case, they say this incident is as good as solved already.
Doesn't seem like your information will be of much use to us in our investigation.
Yeah, well, can't say I didn't warn you. Sorry I couldn't help you much on your end. But a promise is a promise. I scratched, now it's your turn.
Of course, a deal is a deal after all.
Joshua told Niall all about the incident in Roland, as well as the information received from General Morgan.
The cop was Sky Bandits? A ransom demand to the Royal House and the Airship Corporations? Good goddess, that's exactly what I needed! That's the missing link I've been killing myself to find!
Yep, sure is. You know, every country's gotta have their intelligence division.
Caught your fancy, did it?
Absolutely! I could definitely write my article now! I can't be wasting my time getting drunk here. I have to find Dorothy, post-haste! See you later, you wonderful people, you!
Dorothy style.
Wow, his spirits certainly lifted fast.
Well, he was chasing a big story pretty unsuccessfully until we came along. It's only natural. I'm glad we could help him out.
Well, look at you. From Mr. I'll break your kneecaps if you don't talk to Mr. Nice Guy in under a minute. Talk about a split personality.
Stop thinking weird things about me.
No.
I was just negotiating. A little give and take, nothing more.
A bad boy exterior with a good boy inside? Or is it the other way around? Either way, I'm sure the girls love it. But anyway, I guess we've really only dealt with scrupulous people thus far. We're pretty lucky in that regard.
Scrupulous style. About as scrupulous as Gary Sharp.
Start dealing with weirdos, and that's when you'll need to burst out some really questionable negotiation techniques.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? Anyway, that aside, was anyone else a little bothered when Niall talked about that huge flying shadow thing?
That eyewitness report from Ravenou? I'd say there's a strong chance there was nothing to it if the army already checked it out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like the army is totally infallible. They could have missed something. It wasn't General Morgan himself after all, but one of his men. And some of those guys are pretty thick-headed.
That is true. Probably worth looking into. Certainly can't hurt, at any rate.
You two are starting to get the hang of this, I see. I think this is a splendid idea. Let's head to Ravenue then, shall we?
So that's our next destination.
Got it.